Aloha! This is Salvi from Mystic Beast Sanctuary. May peace be with you. Hope you're thriving in your hives. I wanted to begin today as the first guest of my own, we'll call it a podcast, for Mystic Beast Sanctuary. So welcome everyone to Mystic Beast Sanctuary's first mystical being interview, where I will be interviewing people on their experiences on this planet with peace, comfort, and joy. The first mystical being will be me. I think I better do myself first. So I'm going to be asking everyone where they live. So I live here in Kona. I've lived here since 2004, and that's my dog Smudge. These are all very off the cuff interviews, but I'm really excited to share with you my friends and my family and their experiences with peace, comfort, and joy. Like I said, I'm going to be the first guest. The first question, like I said, is where do you live? You're in Kona, on the big island of Hawaii. I guess it is the most remote place on Earth. It is further from anything else on the planet, any other landmass. And how do you spend your time here on Earth? So how I spend my time here on Earth mostly is being a creative being. I love to make art. I love to make food. I love to build relationships. So, I've dedicated peace, comfort, and joy in my life as a focus, increasing peace in my life, increasing comfort and joy, and then having that be increasing on the planet. So, going one person at a time, one experience at a time, one breath at a time. What brings me peace? What brings me peace often is connecting with the divine, and that may be in the form of a conversation, like God, heck, or, I don't know what direction to go today, please guide me, using different prayers in my life, and most importantly, having an open conversation with a higher power. And often it changes in the form of, what is around, maybe a breeze coming through, maybe a direct contact with a specific higher power, or sometimes just music. Often I can feel God through music, and sometimes meditation, often drumming, often getting quiet and getting into a zone. And drumming often helps me get into that zone. But making art really brings me a lot of peace. It can bring a lot of struggle too, the process. There is this very big place of being able to go through the process of art making. So that is just getting my dog. This is a very big learning curve here. So my dog is bringing me peace. Okay, next question. How do you manage stress as you navigate your life? So how I manage stress, take a deep breath. Often I distract myself because I know that a lot of my stress is based on focusing on things that don't serve my health or my mental well-being. So I definitely am aware of when I'm stressed. And again, I'll turn to God, ask for help, or maybe even pick up a phone and talk something out with someone. Okay, what is meditation to you, and do you meditate? Yes, I meditate. Meditation to me can come in so many different forms, and during my life it's changed forms many times. And for me, it's a way to get still or calm my insides, quiet my insides, so that my breath can get regulated, my heartbeat can slow down, and I can become receptive to intuitive thoughts or inspiration, guidance, or just experiencing the world around me and hearing the birds, feeling the breeze, remembering that I am a mystical being here on earth, and that a big part of that is to enjoy the present moment, to be here now. What brings you comfort? My dog brings me comfort, even though he can drive me cray-cray. But just petting him and being around him is so comforting to me. And his name is Smudge, and I named him Smudge because I got him when I was going through a real stressful time in my life. And I had come to the fork in the road where I was not going to have kids. And physical problems and challenges had come up, and I had gotten this very final answer to my question of, will I have children, from my own body? And I got the no, big no, from a higher power and those around me, physicians. And yeah, so my husband was like, I think you need a dog. And this is my third dog on earth. And I knew my next dog was going to be named Smudge. And it is because I have practiced that ritual of smudging, and I've used incense my whole life, and sage, different herbs, frankincense and myrrh, all kinds of things to clear my mind, clear my heart, help others clear their energies and their homes, and just created sacred space with those herbs and plants. And I felt like if I did get another dog, it was such a big fork in the road that I wanted to name him or her Smudge, so that they could clear anything going on in my life with their joy and their love and running around and, licking and wagging their tails. And he is a wonderful, even with his barking, he can be great. He's a great instrument of God as far as clearing energy. You can hear him in the background. So yeah, he brings me a lot of comfort, and then art brings me a lot of comfort. Relationships can bring me comfort. They can be a big source of challenges too. They also can be a big source of comfort. And cooking, I love to cook. It's like making art, like making a big painting. Love putting all the spices together. And in Indian cooking, all your senses are touched, like in any cultural cooking, but specifically with Indian, because I've cooked a lot of Indian food in my life. It isn't one of my favorite foods, but I do know how to cook it. I always feel like I should have been born Japanese. I love Japanese food, Korean food. But anyway, food brings me comfort. Eating food, all of that. Sukiyaki is probably my favorite food on earth. Sukiyaki brings me comfort. That's like my comfort food. Salt, vinegar, spicy chilies. Oh, that's my comfort food. Big old bottle of chili pepper water that I got yesterday from Manu. Brings me comfort. And do you have a favorite prayer or quote or mantra that brings you comfort? So I am in God and God is in me. I learned that at the age of 3. It was a mantra, and it was one that was taught to me when I was 3 years old. And it's Hong Sha, so it's Sha. So Hong Sha with the breath. And Hong Sha, I was taught meant I'm in God and God is in me. And it's been with me my whole life. Another one is wow now. So I took a course with Diane Connolly at the Traditional Acupuncture Institute, or the School of Philosophy and Healing and Action. And we created a mission statement, or just a declaration in the presence of all life, no matter what. What will I stand for? And I said, wow, now. So that's another favorite of mine. Anywhere in life, anything that's going on, good or bad, good, the bad, and the ugly, I always am very in awe of all of life. So wow, now, in the present moment. And of course, everyone who knows me pretty well knows I love hip hip hooray, and that came from Diane Connolly also, bringing back that beautiful tradition of hip hip hooray. So I love to do that with people when we are gathered in circles of different kinds, just to celebrate life in all its forms. What brings me joy? Oh, all those things that I mentioned, before. They bring me joy. My dog, my husband, my family, my grandkids, my great grandkids now. I said I wasn't able to have kids, but I was given a huge family through my husband, and so it has grown over the years that we've been together, and that brings me a lot of joy. Gathering with them brings me a lot of joy. Music, I've been learning how to play the ukulele. That brings me joy. Heartstrings. Singing, using my voice. Drumming brings me a lot of joy, whether it's on a big family drum that I use in circles with people, or whether it's just individually drumming. I've been drumming my whole life, starting with my brother on his drum set and moving through different world drums my whole life, and all different instruments. But there's something I just love about the drum, and I think it's just the heartbeat, like heartstrings, heartbeat. From the heart, language of the heart, that brings me joy. Sitting down with people and speaking from the heart, that brings me a lot of joy. And beautiful colors, living in Hawaii. It's beautiful here. Beautiful water, beautiful ocean, nature. The good and the bad and the ugly, actually, all pretty much fill my heart. So even if things are a struggle and a challenge, which I have many of those in my life today, trusting God, that God will bring me through it, and that there will be a lot of learning. And even today, I had an experience where my heart was breaking and expanding at the same time. Had a lot of tears and a lot of laughter within that. And it brings me joy, to just make my way through the world and through my life. Do I seek out joy? Always. That's an easy one. I just always seek joy. Even when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, please, God, help me get through this day and guide me in whatever way you want, and use me as an instrument, to sing through me. Universe, the word universe is one song. And I've always believed we're all one big family, whether we like each other or not, whether we agree with each other or not, whether we fight each other or not, whether we kill each other or not. We are one big family. Universe, one big song. So I do seek joy. Is finding joy easy for me? All my life, it's been pretty easy. I do think it is work sometimes, and I do dedicate conscious time to seeking joy. And I've just always loved joy. Spirituality and laughter go hand in hand with me. So laughing at life and just how crazy and kooky life is how I live life. That's pretty much my MO. Okay, are there any lessons? Okay, so this one is about Mystic Bees, because we do in Mystic Bee Sanctuary, in the idea behind it. Plan B came from not having kids, and what was I going to do with my life? And so I opened Mystic Bee Sanctuary in 2016, really in 2015, the end of it. And through that, I met a young man named Jacob Satterwhite with Jacob's Ladder Honey, and he gifted me and Mystic Bee Sanctuary actual bees, like beehives. So I have been taking care of bees, and he's my mentor. I'm his apprentice, and he's taught me so much about loving them and tending to them and being more of a bee tender instead of a bee keeper. And they are chock full of lessons for me. So I put that question in there because I was curious what other people might say. But for me, I love their vibration, their hum, their buzz. I've always loved that vibration of Om in the world. I have a tattoo of it on my back. And I think it's one of the most beautiful ideas, that universe, one song has this beautiful hum like Om. And I believe the bees are singing that all day and all night. And they remind me, to be in touch with that vibration that connects us all into this one song. They have a lot to teach, so that's just one thing. But all right, so thank you for being here with me. Those are the questions I'm going to be asking people as I interview them. if this goes well, and if I record this, I mean, if I even post this, um, taking a risk, trying to be brave, be courageous, and be kind and loving. So thank you for being here now and sharing this experience with me. And I wish you all peace, comfort, and joy. And may we all thrive in our collective hive here on earth. Peace be with you, and may you thrive in your hive. Aloha and a hui ho.